channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Today we are doing the hashtag ODBJ, which is our different budgeting journeys. This movement was also started by Budgeting April, and it's where several of us are videoing each week a different topic, and Miss April puts hers up on Monday, and then some of us do Tuesday and some of us do Wednesday. So this week's topic is budgeting struggles. So I really thought about this and I came up with what my struggles are, and I'm sure some of you can relate to some of them. So my first one is income. Although I'm salary and my income is somewhat predictable, my husband's is not. He doesn't have paid time off, so if the weather's bad and he has an outside job, he can't work. Or if we're going on vacation and he needs to be off, it's unpaid. I do now have my paid time off envelope I've been working on, which was one of my solutions for that struggle. But when I first started, that was one of the things that I was struggling to figure out. The other thing I have is I'm topped out at work, so I can't get any long-term like compounding increases. Like sometimes they'll pay me out a bulk amount for the raise that year, but it doesn't compound year to year. It's just that one-time payout, which is a disadvantage to somebody who continuously can get them, right? So for me, income, and one of the solutions I found for it is like the paid time off envelope, or, more money in your emergency fund or in your savings account. The second thing is unexpected expenses. We do have an emergency fund and we do have a savings account. However, when those unexpected expenses hit back to back to back to back, it gets a little overwhelming and it makes it hard to budget for. So as an example, I think it was February where I just was at my wit's end because we had the broken pipe in the basement. I had a tire with a hole in it. I think there was one other thing that kind of just came up out of nowhere, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, it's a good thing I had some money in my envelopes that helped, but now being that I've been budgeting longer, I'm feeling a little bit better, but still, you just never know. The thing that recently hit us was the air conditioner, and it cost us a few $100s to fix it, but we know we have to replace it. So now I'm trying to save up all that money for next year to replace it, and that's just part of being a homeowner. It's normal, but it does make budgeting a struggle sometimes. The unknown is my other one. When we sign up with my kids' teams, we don't know what they're picking for trips, and we don't know what tournaments they're doing or where. So sometimes they come at us and we're not ready for them. Like this last year, they both had multiple trips between soccer and baseball. So I had just started budgeting in December, and I was in no way prepared for the amount of costs we had between gas, hotels, flights, paid time off for unpaid time off for my husband, and that we knew that came with it, and we handled it. We did well. But it's just one of those things that you have to figure out, right? High school is proving to be way more expensive than I realized. And this is my first son. My oldest son is in high school, and it's our first round with high school. So I just didn't know. I just wasn't ready. Now, when Carson goes through, I'll be a little bit more prepared because now I know. Along with high school came homecoming outfits, fall baseball, uniforms, extra school supplies, a really expensive scientific calculator, just to name a few that we're just, in the first quarter. So all good things, driver's ed, all of that stuff that comes with it, that's just like a rite of passage, but like I just didn't realize how much it added up so quickly. Inflation, and I think you can all relate to this. Inflation has really changed our budget. Groceries are so much more. Eating out is so much more. Gas is so much more. And gas started to go down, and it's going right back up here. I don't know what it's doing where you guys are at. So all of those monthly bills, like our gas bill we were looking at last night, it went up 50%. What the unit we paid for last year was $1. It's now $1.50 per unit, or whatever those are called. And that's a big hit, even when you budget, because you weren't prepared for a 50% increase. I'm trying to think. Groceries, I swear I spent $86 at the store and came out with 2 bags, and maybe we'll get 2 meals out of it. It's insane to me, the amount that groceries cost. Something that cost $2.99 8 months ago is now $4.99. There was something that I just recently purchased that used to be fairly cheap, and now it's like $4.99. I was like, what? Oh, bleach, Clorox bleach. I'm pretty sure when I bought it in the past, it was like $1.99 a gallon. Now it's $4.99 a gallon, and I need that for baseball uniforms, so it's a must. So just stuff like that we prepare for inflation, but not the amount of inflation that we have seen recently. So it's not that we're not prepared for it now. We just had to make adjustments, which is basically what struggling budgets are. It makes you make adjustments. Another one of my personal struggles is my spouse is not into budgeting. He doesn't want to be included. He doesn't want to be involved. He's a spender. And sometimes that lack of support makes you question why you're doing it. Have I found some workarounds? Yes. Do I always just have a little bit more of a buffer to be prepared? Yes. But if we were both doing it and we were both really focused, I think we could make progress a lot quicker. And that's okay, but that's just one of my struggles. My other one is when I have a tired and chaotic life, I can justify eating out, buying convenience food, maybe paying for things that I normally wouldn't, just because I'm tired and I want to make my life easier. And I do think that's okay. I think once in a while it's okay. I think sometimes I get in a rut and I overuse it, and then that month when I do the budget, I really regret it. So for me, that's a struggle to keep myself kind of contained with eating out, allowing for a lot of extras that I normally wouldn't buy. And then finally, balancing savings and budgeting and still living a good life. Having self-care and quality of life. So sometimes I personally get stuck, and I will focus on one thing. Like when I first found my side hustle, I was fitting it in at every gap. I was doing it mostly when the kids were at practice and stuff, but then I found, I'd go out in the mornings before they got up. And then pretty soon I was doing it more because I wanted to pay something, and I need to balance better. I need to balance my full-time job. I need to balance my side hustle, and I need to balance our family quality time. Like in the summer, we do a lot of baseball and a lot of trips and soccer and that. But in the winter, I want to make sure we're doing more family stuff, less electronics, more family stuff, playing board games, watching movies, going for walks, whatever it is. I don't want to get so caught up in budgeting and saving that we make ourselves miserable or we don't enjoy life a little bit more. So for me, those are my struggles. Let me know down below which ones you guys relate to, or if there's some that I most definitely missed because I was trying to be thorough. Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys will watch all the other channels that are doing this too. I find this series really interesting. And the person that goes after me is Budget with Toya. She's done a really... Tidy with Toya. Thank you, Carson. Tidy with Toya. She budgets and she cleans. She has an awesome channel, so check her out. But check out all of them. We'll have them listed down below in the description, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.